You have a problem on your credit report, and it's not a mistake, it's your fault. Is it possible that that problem can be removed? That's the answer to today's question, and it might surprise you. Hey everyone, Peter Billigus here for the Peter Billigus channel, where we always, hopefully, make finance fun. Today's question is about collection agents and a somewhat unknown technique for removing items off of your credit report, even if they are accurate. The technique is known as a pay-for-deletion contract. Now, before I explain how a pay-for-deletion contract can possibly remove an item from your credit report that is your fault, let me first explain how an item gets on your credit report. Or actually, let me first explain what a credit report is. A credit report is a document compiled by a credit reporting agency. Credit reporting agencies are private companies that collect financial data about you. Now, when I tell people this, people say, I never gave permission to anyone to have my information, but sadly you did. In the fine print that no one ever reads, on your car loan, on your credit card application, on your student loan application, well, part of those terms, you agree to allow the bank or credit card company or car loan company to report your payments to one or all of the credit reporting agencies. These agencies collect this information on a document called your credit report. Credit reporting agencies also look at public records about you, and if they can, they put that information on the report. Now, if you pay on time, that makes your credit report look better. If you pay late, that makes it look worse. It would be nice if you could get those late payments removed. Well, can you do that? Well, the first answer is if there's something inaccurate on your credit report, then yes, you can get that removed. At this website, you can get your credit report from the 3 major credit reporting agencies for free. And you can look those credit reports over. If you see a mistake, there are instructions right on the website on how to get those mistakes removed. But remember, those are mistakes, information that is truly not accurate. So what if it is accurate? Can you get it removed? Well, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's website, no one can remove accurate information from your credit report. Only errors can be removed. But this isn't exactly true. Here's one question, and we're going to go into the legal weeds here, but if only errors can be removed, then what exactly is an error? Who decides what an error is? Well, the credit reporting agency does not decide. If you file a dispute with a credit reporting agency and say, hey, wait a minute, I paid my American Express card on time in September of last year, and my report says I was 60 days late. If you filed such a dispute, the credit reporting agency would contact American Express and ask American Express for the proof that you paid late. If the credit card or bank or car loan company cannot come up with the proof, they have to take it off your report. These are how the so-called credit repair firms used to operate. They would just dispute everything on your report in hopes of overwhelming your creditors. And back in the day, this strategy kind of did work, at least for a while. Often creditors would remove something from your report immediately simply because they needed more time. Then they would take their time coming up with the proof, and once they found the proof, then those items would be put back on your credit report. Remember, as long as something is accurate and has not exceeded the statute of limitations, typically between 7 to 10 years, the credit reporting agency will accept it. So American Express could take something off, then dig a little bit deeper, then a few months later put it back on, and the credit reporting agency would do that. This is why a lot of credit repair firms looked like they worked magic. People hired them and the bad news just disappeared from their credit reports. But those people were sad to find out a few months later that everything that was removed was now back on. But we still haven't gotten to the question, what constitutes an error? Consider this. Imagine I am in a car accident and I go into a coma for 3 months. I wake up with absolutely no memory, but now I do have a tattoo across my chest that reads, hello, the stormtroopers didn't have bad aim. They had to let Luke, Han, Leia, and the gang escape so the Empire could track them to the rebel base on Yavin 4. Despite my new tattoo, I didn't pay any of my bills while I was in the coma, so everything is late. But shortly after I wake up, I get a big fat check from the insurance company and I pay off all my bills. Well, that sounds great. All my bills are paid, except everything is 3 months late. but it's not my fault that it was late. So it's accurate that I'm late, but it was through no fault of my own. Is there an error on my part? Is it accurate that I don't pay my bills? Or is it more accurate to say I always pay my bills unless I happen to be in a coma? Could the company that reported me as late suddenly say, you know what, we made a mistake and we would like to remove those late payments from Peter's credit report? The truth is, they can do that. The company that put information on your credit report can get it removed. This is one of the reasons pay-for-deletion contracts came about. By the way, watch until the end to find out where to get a free sample pay-for-deletion letter. And don't worry, you won't have to give me your email. Someone said to their creditors, look, I know I owe you this money and I have the money to pay you, but the reason I am paying late was completely outside of my control. So I will pay you, but I need you to wipe this information from my credit report. That's the basics of a pay-for-deletion contract. It's not the most ethical arrangement, and it is discouraged by all the major credit reporting agencies and all the major scoring agencies, but at the time of this recording, it is not expressly prohibited by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which governs this stuff. Pay-for-deletion kind of lives in that gray area because when it comes to debt collection, there are gray areas. Do people fall into comas every day and not pay their bills? Yeah, I mean, it's rare, but it happens. But other things happen to affect a person's financial life, things that are not their fault. They are waiting for an insurance check that they need to pay the bill that was caused by someone else's mistake. Divorce can create many problems, and this is one of them. One person, per the divorce decree, is supposed to pay the bills or pay alimony to the other person. That person doesn't pay, and the other person's credit suffers. Gee, I wonder why it didn't work out. So should you use a pay-for-deletion contract? Well, there are a few things to consider. First of all, a pay-for-deletion contract typically only works with an account that has gone to collections. An account goes to collections when the original creditor takes a charge-off. A charge-off is simply an accounting technique where the creditor says, we no longer believe we are going to collect this money, so let's take a tax deduction on the loss. But the original creditor still has the right to collect from you. Let's say you owe Visa $1,000. After 90 days, you still haven't paid, so Visa takes a charge-off of $1,000. They get to subtract $1,000 from their revenue. Now, I know they make billions of dollars and they don't need your $1,000 tax write-off. But if they write off 1 million $1,000 charges, well, that's some serious tax deducting going on. Now, Visa still owns the legal right to collect $1,000 from you, but Visa has given up on you, just like your ex. Plenty of fish in the sea. So what they will do is they will sell that right to a collection agency. Visa might sell the right to collect $1,000 from you to Gimme the Money Collection Agency for $200. Now, Gimme the Money Collection Agency has the right to collect $1,000 from you, and they paid Visa $200 for that right. Visa originally took a charge-off of $1,000, but their net loss is only $800. They lost $1,000 from you not paying, but they gained $200 from their sale to Gimme the Money Collections. Any money that Gimme the Money Collections can collect over the $200 they paid for the right to collect your debt is their profit. Now, time is money, so the quicker they can get something from you, the more profit they will make. It may actually be more profitable from them to collect $400 now than $600 in 3 years. In order to get that money quickly, Gimme the Money Collections might agree to a pay-for-deletion contract. They will say, pay us right away and we will remove this bad news from your credit report. But here's the bad news about the bad news. Gimme the Money Collections can only remove what they put on. The stuff put on by Visa, saying you were 90 days late, will remain on your credit report. So that's the first problem with pay-for-deletion contracts. The second problem is pay-for-deletion contracts are very hard to enforce because the credit reporting agencies don't like them. If a collection agent screws you over, there is very little you can do. The collection agent has your money, and it's money you owed them anyway, so you won't have too many friends on your side. The third problem is that a pay-for-deletion contract doesn't do much under the new credit scores. For years, everybody used the classic FICO score. The classic FICO score was great as long as you fell inside the box of what the score counted. But there were many folks who were a great credit risk, but they still had a terrible FICO score. But the newer credit scores, such as the FICO 9 and the Vantage Score 3.0 won't really change if you do a pay-for-deletion contract. Slowly, as more and more lenders begin using these new scoring formulas, pay-for-deletion contracts will probably become obsolete. I know people are worried because items can stay on your credit report for 7 years or more in the case of a personal bankruptcy, but really what matters for your score is anything that happened in the past 2 years. I've seen scores go up 100 points in 1 year. Pay-for-deletion contracts do exist. They operate in the gray area of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And they can work in some situations, especially if those late payments are accurate but honestly not your fault. By the way, there is another way to get accurate bad news removed from your credit report, and I talk about that in this video here. By the way, as promised, if you're looking for a sample pay-for-deletion contract, you can find one in the show description. If you are watching this show on a day that ends in Y, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you have a question that I should answer, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.